Hiya folks, this is another eBay purchase of mine. It's a tiny branded case designed for Windows 98 running a Pentium III. It's a bit yellow, it's got a license sticker on the side, but it intrigued me because it was advertised as an AMD Athlon. It's seen a DVD upgrade in the past, as you can see inside of there, and it's still got a floppy drive. There's a spare bay, but it's a bit of a weird one this. Let me spin it around and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so at the top of this machine there's this power supply. Now I'm not really fussed about the manufacturer of this power supply, but to me it smells of not being the original one. And as we move down, don't know if you can see that, but it looks like somebody's hacked away at the I/O shield to make room for the Ethernet port that's integrated onto the main board. If we move down past the normal old school ports, you can see that there's a aftermarket graphics card and a USB 2.0 card installed and a gap. I don't know what the gap was. This computer was on eBay for £10. It was a little bit of a drive away, and I figured this looks weird. For the specification they were listing for a Pentium III tiny PC. Let's turn the monitor on and see what we've got. Windows Vista. And it's a Dell because it's activated as a Dell. It's an AMD Athlon XP 2100 Plus running at 1.74 GHz. It's got 768 megabytes of RAM, so it's got a half a stick and a quarter of a stick installed. It's Vista Home Premium, and no, it's not legitimate before anyone's wondering. So the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of this illegitimate Windows Vista and put something a little bit more genuine in the way of perhaps Windows 98 second edition, or maybe even Windows Millennium, which I've got knocking around somewhere. My concern is the RAM. I might have to take some out to get it to behave, but I'm going to turn the machine off and we can take a look at what's inside at the moment. So this is the inside of that tiny PC. It's a VIA chipset mainboard. There's a couple of front USB headers there. This is the USB 2.0 card. I've already had a nosy at the system specification. What I like about it is there's this internal USB port, so I could stick a USB pen drive in and leave it in permanently for, you know, just SSD style storage. It might even let me boot off of that. The graphics card is an MX400, something like that. I'll take it out and have a nosy. Now the computer was a bit more messier inside. I haven't vacuumed it or wiped it down or anything of the sort. You can see this lovely collection of lint and fluff. But what I have done is I've rerouted some of these cables so that they go in front of the hard drive and back up and out here, because they were all just trailing in this space and it was obstructing the fan, and this rear fan is, well, yeah, it's duff. It doesn't spin, or if it does spin, it's very slow. The memory, there's a crucial stick. I'm guessing that was a newer 512 stick that's been added, because I can just see on this label here, this is the 256, and it's by a company called Elixir, or Alexa, however you want to pronounce it. This cooler master fan is hiding the AMD Athlon chip. There's some sort of electrical tape that's gone hot and melted off down there. The hard drive is a Maxtor, I think. Yes, Maxtor. It's 40 gigabytes, as you can see. It's probably been one of these low profile ones, maybe a single platter drive, so it should be pretty quick, I think, is the idea. But also it's not a very high storage capacity. It's only using 3 Molex, well, 2 Molex connectors and the floppy drive connector, so there's lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of redundant cabling all just crammed up in there. At least it's tie wrapped together in some places. This is the ATX power connector. The rear fan is just a Molex. There is a header on the board for the system fan. That's the wire connector down there. But this fan doesn't have a 2-pin, it's got a 4-pin Molex. So that's that. What I do like about this system is that that's an IDE cable. It's a nice round IDE cable, floppy drive, and an original ribbon cable. I think the CMOS battery is dead when I got it. Well, not dead, but not very good. The date and time were well off, and all the settings had been wiped, but it seems to be retaining them as I've been messing about turning it on and off again. But I think that's because perhaps it's been plugged into mains most of the time I've had the computer. I do have an MX5200 AGP graphics card that could go in this. I've got a PCI wireless card which I'm going to use to fill this gap. This USB 2 card I might take out and use in my Pentium III machine, because that's not got any USB. I've also got a Firewire card I could put in there just to fill a gap, but whenever I use Firewire, I doubt it. The only thing I've got Firewire is my camcorder, and everything at the moment is recorded on the phone. Now I've just noticed that we can take a look at this sticker on here, and if you can dare read upside down, it does say MX440. So yeah, it's a GeForce MX440 chip. No, it's a gigabyte board. I don't know what the model number is. Moving a quick scope for it. I always thought they were printed between the PCI slots. Oh, there's a normal serial port header there, COM B. If I wanted to add another serial port, I can see a Realtek chip. I wonder if that's the onboard sound or onboard network. It's pretty far away for network, mind you. Yeah, I've not really done much investigation onto this machine other than try and tighten some of these cables up so we could have a look inside, and it wasn't blocking the CPU fan, because it does run. It's still warm now, it's been turned off for 20 minutes or so. Just having a look down there. No, I don't know what the board model number is. Perhaps I need to take more stuff off. Oh, there's another Realtek chip here. That's probably, yeah, it's an 82018L. So that's the onboard network, and I'm guessing this one is, if I can read it, 38357K1. That'll be the onboard audio. Well, this system should be pretty good with Windows 98 to play some 3D games actually. So what I might do here is install Windows 98, get all the drivers on, and then have a crack on Quake, maybe a bit of Command and Conquer Renegade, and some Monkey Island 4 perhaps. So it is a gigabyte board. It's a 7VM266. I think that's the BIOS number F2. Okay, so I've gone with Windows 98. I've used the key off the case because I couldn't be bothered to find another box with the Windows 98 license and whatnot in. I figured it's close enough. There's been a few changes during the install. I've had great difficulty getting the drivers to actually install. Like, I was getting blue screen of deaths and just crashes and all sorts. But luckily I've managed to find versions that are stable and seem to install. So this is a VIA VT6202 USB host controller. The drivers for that were just the generic ones from the VIA website. These is 8190 something version of the Forceware drivers. I don't know, it's not going to tell you there, but where can we see the settings? Desktop manager? No. Well, it says 11014 of the desktop manager, but it's 8198 of the actual display driver itself. They're on NVIDIA's website as 8198 for Windows 95, 98 and ME. I've used some unofficial USB mass storage device drivers to get the flash drive to work, which has got all the drivers. It just makes it show up as a removable disk. Yeah, so 8198 Forceware Win98. And I've got 3D Mark 99 and you can use that key if you want. This is courtesy of Phil's Computer Lab. That's philscomputerlab.com. I'm going to run that benchmark on it soon. Unfortunately I can't get CPU-Z to work this version to have a look at what the actual processor is capable of, and there are all the GeForce and Gigabyte VIA chipset drivers, etc. A few other changes. I've swapped the IDE cable around which was being used. This is a ATA 133, yeah, something like that, and before it was a 66 using this older cable, so I've swapped those around and swapped them around where they plug in on the main board as well, and it is installing and running and what's not, it's a lot faster. So I'm going to run some benchmarks and I'll pick this up in another video. If you've got a comment, please put it below. I'll try and respond, and if you like this video, please like, subscribe for future updates. Thank you very much and good night.